Okay, we're starting with example number 12 now. And let's take a look. Let me get my thing back first off. So number 12, and we're given a function. The function we're given is x squared plus 3x. Now what they want us to do is find its derivative. And it says rewriting the function and using the power rule. Well, let's take a look at it, and it's pretty simple to do that. Let's take a look at that. F prime of x. Again, what do you do with this? You bring the exponent down, which is 2, times x, and you take this exponent 2 and reduce it by 1. Now, certainly you could write down 2 minus 1, but I think it's easier to just write down 1. I'll clean this up in a moment. Plus 3 times, well, if you bring that exponent down, it's 1, and then you get x to the 0 power, because that exponent's going to be 1, and 1 minus 1 is 0. Let me just clean this up a little bit. This would be 2x plus 3. There's no need to write this step down. However, sometimes people do write those steps down. All right, so the answer is 2x plus 3. Let's go to example number 13. And number 13 is y equals, and y is a function of x, by the way. And what's that function going to be? It's going to be 3x plus 8, that quantity being squared. Now, to do this using the power rule, I gotta multiply it out. And that means 3x plus 8 times 3x plus 8. What does it give you? 9x squared plus 24x plus 24x plus 64. What do you get over here? 9x squared plus 48x plus 64. Now, what happens to some students after doing that work, they say, oh, this is the answer. That is not the answer. I needed to do that, though, to get its derivative, though. So let's write this down. F prime, what's that going to be? 18x plus 48. That's problem number 13. Let's go to problem number 14 now. And that's going to be g of x. G is a function of x. And that's going to be x squared plus 5 times 4x minus 2. Again, we're using a power rule, so I have to rewrite the problem. What do you get over there? 4x cubed minus 2x squared plus 20x minus 10. All right, this is g of x, by the way. What do they want? They want g prime. What do you have here? 12x squared minus 4x plus 20. Put in a box. Go to the next question. Excuse me. We'll go to number 15 now. Number 15, what do I see? A bunch of roots. So f of x equals the root of x. That's a square root. Then it's a cube root of x. And then it's going to be the fourth root of x. Again, we're going to rewrite the problem. So there's powers. That's x to the 1/2 power plus x to the 1/3 power plus x to the 1/4 power. F prime, bring the exponent down 1/2, x. And what are you going to do now? Take away 1 from the exponent, so minus 1/2. Plus 1/3, take away 1 from the power, and what do you get? Minus 2/3. Plus 1/4, take away 1 from the power, minus 3/4. To me, this is a good answer. However, they did speak to us in roots. I think we should probably write down roots. What do you get over here? This will be 1 over 2 root x. This will be plus 1 over 3, the cube root of x squared. Well, this one will be 1 over 4. It's going to be the fourth root of x cubed. There's no need to rationalize the bottoms unless you feel obligated to do so. Let me go to the next question. And next question is going to be g of x. This is number 16 now. Make sure I'm saying that right. Did they just do? Yeah, I did 15. So g of x equals, let's see, x, and then I get the root of x plus 3. Again, I need to rewrite this thing so there's powers. And that's 1/2. This is 3. Distributive property multiplication. 1/2 plus 1 is 3/2 plus 3. And now the derivative, relatively simple to do. What do you get? 3/2 x. Reduce that by 1. That would be 1/2. Derivative of 3 is 0. This can also be written as 3 root x over 2. In my opinion, either answer is fine. Oh, you know what? I made a mistake here. I just saw it, and I want to go back and correct it. And let me erase it. I just looked at it. Let me erase this over here, get the big eraser out. I made a mistake. Maybe not thinking. I don't know why I make mistakes sometimes. Maybe just not thinking. X to the 3/2. That was not the mistake. This was the mistake. I said plus 3. Let's write down G prime. Sorry about that. What do you have here? 3/2. X. Take away 1 from the exponent. That's going to be 1/2 plus 3. All right. I consider this to be a good answer. I just want to read it a little bit differently. I also consider that to be a good answer. I don't see one answer being better than the other, by the way. So let's go to the next one. Next one looks pretty bad. It's going to be number 17. And what do you get there? You get y, which is a function of x. And what's that function going to be? The root of, that's x, root of x. Well, I got to be careful over here. Write this over again. I can write as the root of x times, well, the root of x is x to the 1/2. Yes, I'm doing this in pieces. So what it's going to be? It's going to be the root of, well, 1 plus 1/2 is 3/2. Well, I'm going to rewrite this thing as x to the 3/2 to the 1/2 power. What does that give you? X to the 3/4. All right, can I take as derivative? I can. I'll write this a few different ways. I can write as dy dx. I can write as y prime. Or since I redefine a function as f, a function of x, I could say f prime of x. They're all the same. What does that give you? 3/4 x. You're going to take 1 away from 3/4. That'll be minus 1/4. What's that going to be written differently? 3 over 4, the 4th root of x. This answer is fine. That answer is fine. But that was number 17, right? So let's go to the next one, which is going to be, I'll turn the page over here. And we'll go to problem number 18. So write 18 down for you. And 18 is y is a function of x. And what's the function going to be? Well, 1 over x. And again, they want me to use a power rule, so I have to rewrite this. Let's write it down. F of x, x to the minus 1, plus x to the minus 3, plus x to the minus 5, plus x to the minus 7. Well, write the derivative down, f prime. You could also write down y prime or dy dx. What do you have there? Minus x to the minus 2, minus 3, x to the minus 4, minus 5, x to the minus 6, minus 7, x to the minus 8. Again, I don't mind the answer. That's a fine answer as far as I'm concerned. I'll rewrite it so they're quotients, though. So minus 1 over x squared, minus 3 over x4, minus 5 over x6, minus 7 over x8. I put a box in it. Same answer, by the way. All right, let me keep going. And as I go through these things over here, I want to say that you probably do like 10 at a time, take a break, 10 at a time, take a break. Hopefully you don't get stuck in these things. They're pretty simple problems over here. Let me see what the next one's going to be. Let's see. I'm going to get my sheet back out again. Oh, I see it right now. Sorry about that. It's going to be number 19. And number 19 is f of x equals 5. And then I get x minus 8 cubed. All right, so I'm looking at this thing over here, and I really, I don't really like see a straightforward power rule, but I could write this as 5, and then x minus 8 to the minus 3. That's one thing you could do, by the way. Unfortunately, I have to use the chain rule to do it. So we're using the power rule along with the chain rule. So f prime of x is going to be 5 times minus 3, x minus 8, take 1 from the exponent, which would be minus 4, times the derivative of the inside. And the derivative of the inside is just the number 1. I'll put that down. Again, there's nothing wrong with that answer. It just kind of looks nasty to me. So it's minus 15. I see that as a number. And then I get x minus 8 to the 4th power. Right, I think it's a better looking answer, by the way. All right, give me a second here. And let's go to the next question. Next question can be number 20. And what do you get over here? F of x equals 1 over the root of x plus 1 over the 4th root of x plus 1 over the 6th root of x. I'm going to rewrite this guy as x to the minus 1/2 plus x to the minus 1/4 plus x to the minus 1/6. All right? What we're going to do now, take its derivative. You get minus 1/2 x, you're going to take 1 from that, minus 3 halves, minus 1 quarter. You're going to take extra minus 1 quarter, so that's going to be minus 5 quarters, minus 1/6. And again, you can take 1 from minus 1/6, so minus 7/6. All right, to me, that's an answer, by the way. I want to rewrite it, and I want to write it so it doesn't have a negative exponent. So it's minus 1, 2. This can be the square root of x cubed. Minus 1, there's a 4, and this is going to be the 4th root of x5. Minus 1 over 6, it's going to be the 6th root of x7. That's also a fine looking answer over there. All right, let's keep going. All right, number 21. Yeah, I'm doing a little more than expected at this point. So g of x is equal to x10 minus 10 x7 and 2x cubed. I'm going to split it into two terms. And what do you get there? You get 1/2 x to the 7 minus 5x to the 4. Let's write down g prime. And what do you get there? 7/2 x to the 6 minus 20x cubed. All right, if you want, you can write them differently. I just don't think it's going to add much to the problem by doing it differently, or writing it differently. Let's go to 22. And 22 is f of x equals x5 minus 7x cubed plus 3, all divided by x. And rewrite it. That's x4 minus 7x squared plus 3x minus 1. You can use the power rule now. And what do you get there? 4x cubed minus 14x minus 3x minus 2. That to me is a fine looking answer. If you want to rewrite it though, so there's a negative power, you can. I don't think it adds much to the problem, by the way, but you can do that. And that's also a fine answer. All right, so 4x cubed minus 14x minus 3 over x squared. Let's go to the next one, number 23. And 23 is f of x equals x minus x cubed over the square root of x. Well, my recommendation is to write it so you can use the power rule. X to the 1/2. I got to rewrite this guy. And that's going to be a 1 minus a half, which is a half. I'm doing rules of exponent. Minus x. Well, 3 is actually 6 halves, and 6 halves minus 1/2 is 5 halves. I'm going to write the derivative down now. Relatively simple to do. And that's going to be 1/2 x minus 1/2 minus 5 halves x. And again, you're going to take 1 from that, which is 3 halves then. All right? If you want, you can write in terms of roots, which may not be a bad idea. But again, to me, this is an acceptable answer. Let's put down f prime and write it in terms of roots now. What are you going to get? 1 over 2 root x minus, I do see a 5, I do see a 2, and then I see a square root of x cubed. All right, this is also a fine answer. All right, so let's keep moving along here. Let's see what the next one's going to be. And again, it's, basically, I'm going to multiply it out. Let's just take a look at that. So 24. Just give me one moment. It's going to be f of x equals x plus 1 over x squared. I would recommend multiplying it out. It really doesn't look that bad to multiply it out. I'm going to write it down for you, though. What would that give you? X squared plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 over x squared. Let me rewrite that as x squared. Whoops. You know what? I just lost it. Let's see. That happens to me sometimes. Let me just see if that's there still. No, I wasn't saving it as I was going along, by the way. And I'm just going to blow this up again. Sorry about that. Let me go back and do it again, all right? So I know it's arduous to do that, but I want to go through that again. So I think we're on 24. And And what's 24? F of x. And you're getting x plus 1 over x squared. Again, it's in your interest to simplify that. X plus 1 over x plus 1 over x. Then you multiply it out. That would give you x squared plus 1 plus 1. That doesn't look like a 1. Let me get my eraser out. Pen back. Plus 1, and then plus 1 over x squared. Let me rewrite this. That's x squared plus 2 plus x to the minus 2. Let's do the derivative. That gives us 2x. The 2 differentiates to 0, and then I get minus 2x to the minus 3. To me, that's a good answer. If you want to write it differently, you can. All right, and let's keep moving. Let's, again, we're kind of doing it, going along until we get like sort of tired by doing them. And let's see, I don't want to go backwards, I'm going to go forward, right? I'm looking for problem number 25, and turn the page. And now they talk about the product rules. I'm going to call it quits here. We'll come back and do the product rule later. Thank you.